Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 8 of Cook.
So, in this episode, we'll be talking about passions and professions and how they've differed, all of the stereotypes and everything else. So, for me, I think one of my first passions or hobbies that I had when I was younger was probably singing and dancing. But my main hobby when I was younger was acting, actually. I remember in I
Ooh,
think first
okay.
grade or something, I got like the lead role in one of like the plays, and I loved acting. Acting, I just had to memorize like 500 lines or something. So that was super fun.
That's
What
really
about y'all?
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, actually, when I was little, I didn't have like any distinct hobbies. It was more like a everything kind of thing. But I think I was really good at arts and crafts at some point. Afterwards, I got into like video games and stuff, so I'd do that. And then afterwards, I got into coding because my dad taught me how to code. So I was like, wow. I was more of a drawing kid back then, but I don't really do that much anymore.
But you're still good at drawing. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I'm like
We've seen you.
okay, and then
What do you mean you're okay? Excuse me,
okay,
no, no.
yeah. Anyway, I haven't stuck with it. I've stuck with the video games and like the coding, but even with video games, it's like slowly slipping away because of like academics and everything. I've just been so busy.
Yeah.
But I've stuck with coding. I do that like all the time at this point, especially how it's like super important to get like an internship nowadays for like colleges and stuff. I've just
Mm-hmm.
stuck with that because
Definitely.
oh my gosh, there's some high demands in that type of area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's the thing with CS. It's pretty hard to get an internship these days. So, like for me, like as a kid, I was more into sports. And yeah, I was,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess,
that was one for me as well. Yes,
yeah,
sports.
I mean all of us probably played like, sports at school because it was like it was necessary for us to, choose a sport, but my mom wanted me to be good at something. So, as a kid, she made me she put me in a lot of sports related classes. So I did skating for a while, but
Ooh, okay.
I did skating because like I don't know, there were classes in our community.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and I was actually pretty good at it. I mean, I take place in a lot of tournaments, like players, second, so
Wow.
sometimes.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Yeah, but until just like one time, I broke my like pinky, like
Your
a bone.
pinky.
Oh,
How'd
Yeah,
you
in
break
a
your
pinky.
pinky?
I don't even know, man. Like I had like I'm pretty sure I didn't wear like my hand guards. And someone just tried to high-five me. I don't know. It like
oh,
yeah. This
oh
little
Okay.
kid,
man.
bro. This guy who was like 4, he tried to high-five me and he broke my little finger, and
Oh
I believe it
man.
at the
Oh,
time.
okay.
I mean, it looked severe, but trust me, it was just my pinky, and I stopped eventually after. I took up tennis. Like I was always doing it in school, and I sort of got better at it eventually. And my mom put me in classes when I was in maybe like around 12. And yeah, I was pretty good at tennis as well. I've been doing it recently also. These days, I recently joined, a tennis class in my community, and I'm trying to get better at it. So
That's
yeah, I think
nice.
yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm playing tennis, and
Yeah,
that's
okay,
what.
okay. Yeah, you've reminded me now because you said sport. Oh my gosh, I did so much
Mm-hmm.
sport when I was little. Um, I would like go into every single sports club at school and stuff. Yeah, I think when I was in grade 2, I did like karate, and then I stopped in grade 3.
Oh
And like,
wait, yeah. I mean, wait, no. I mean, sorry to like interrupt, but I did taekwondo for a while in
really?
Bangalore as
Whoa.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd have like belt test every year, and I got until like I think green,
Wow,
and
that's good.
and I stopped because I moved here. So
Um,
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
always
Okay,
like
sorry.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying.
I did karate, and then like in school I would join like multiple clubs like football, basketball, this and that and everything. I was particularly good at football, so and athletics actually. Like I've done a few tournaments in football and athletics and stuff like that. And then after that I just stuck with taekwondo, which I do to this day. So, yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I think for all of us, we've all had like some type of hobby that we've done when we were younger and then we like stuck to it. But eventually, like did, diverge from all of the others that we had. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like a universal experience for all of us. Yeah.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to talk about like, for example, I played so many video games as a kid, and at some point, I know this is really cringe. I was like, I want to make YouTube videos, and I was like, no,
Uh-huh.
thanks.
Your YouTube
Bro,
video.
that's so real.
No,
So
I
real.
look back at it now, and I'm like, that's just not realistic. Like
Bro,
there's
wait, did
yeah.
Did y'all have like a phase where I don't know, I was playing Roblox a lot, like especially with a lot of my friends at the time, like during COVID. So we'd make like 10 YouTube channels at the same time, like one for Roblox and like one for
Whoa.
Actually, I had like a Roblox YouTube channel, but I deleted it because I
uh-huh.
realized how stupid it was.
Really?
It's
What?
so
How do
stupid.
I not know this? What?
Yeah,
Wow,
no,
I
it
also
was
didn't know
so
that.
stupid. Like I
Bro.
like properly edited the videos and everything. Yeah, it was really
Uh-huh.
dumb. Yeah, it was quite embarrassing. And then I had a Minecraft one, which I also deleted because oh my
Wow.
gosh, I can't.
Bro, why'd you delete it?
I don't. I just don't like them. That's it. I know they'll come back to haunt me at some point, but yeah.
I think as
That's
kids,
crazy.
a lot of us had the ambition of like, getting big on YouTube or like social media in general.
Yeah, because
Like
that's
we
what we grew up watching. Because I would grow up
exactly.
Definitely.
watching like Dan TDM, and I'd be like, I want to be like him, and then I'd realize how unrealistic it was, and then
No, it's so real, yeah. I feel like that's like a universal thing again, like that we've all been through. We've all like wanted to become like those popular YouTubers or like social media stars. But was I just wanted to like ask y'all, was there like any point in your life where you wanted one of like your hobbies to become your profession, or like you were thinking about it?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so this like stuck to me like pretty recently. So like I said, I took up tennis classes in my community, and I've been getting good at tennis these days. So I've been watching a lot of tennis at the same time, like a lot of tennis
Mm-hmm.
tournaments, and I always see like these like very young players, like they're around the same age as me. They're like 17 and they're playing Grand
Yeah.
Slams, and it's
Mm-hmm.
ah,
insane. These kids are the same age as me, and they're making like 3 mil per match, like if they win the Grand Slam. So I'm like, okay, I mean, maybe in the future, maybe like I might want to go pro. I mean, I probably won't, but as I'm saying,
okay.
maybe there is like a little bit of me that thinks that just has the ambition to like go pro maybe sometime. I don't know if that'll
That's
happen, but
that's nice actually. Yeah, actually, yeah, you see like people like the same age as you. I mean, as I said, like I've stuck with coding and stuff like that, and wow, there's like people who started coding since they were like 4, man. There's like
exactly, yeah,
it's so competitive out there. Like
exactly.
actually this one day I was watching like a tutorial, and the tutorial was by a literal 15-year-old. Like they were teaching like machine learning or something like that, and I was like, man, this is
That's
like
crazy.
insane. Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning from this person. You know, at some point I want to do that too, but it's just like wow, it's really competitive out there.
I mean, it's the same for me as well. Like, I mean, my main hobby or like my main passion when I was younger was singing, and like I started singing when I was like 5, and then I just recently started taking classes. I've been taking classes for like a year now. So, I mean, since third grade, I've just been so hell bent on making like being a singer like my profession or something. But I know it's not very realistic. But I feel like there's always a little part of you that like really wants to do that, like pursue that one passion. Because and then what
Exactly.
Susheni and like Shikha said, the whole thing where you see people online like the same age as you, just like accomplishing your dreams, and you just want to like go ahead and like do the same. I remember I was like on Instagram once and I saw this little boy, like I think he was 5 or 6. I saw him produce an entire song, and I was
Wow.
like,
Uh-huh.
I am dumbfounded right now. Like, how is this
Uh-huh.
little boy just like producing songs?
It's
And
Yeah,
I don't know, it just
yeah.
made
insane,
my
yeah.
like my drive further for like music in
Yeah, it's
general.
actually
So
it's quite
I still have that
motivating, isn't
thing.
it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
mean, like, yeah, I mean, same thing with me. Again, like, I've seen a lot of like really young people play tennis and make music as well. So I feel
Hmm.
like these kids have always been. I mean, they've had that like parent figure in their life who, I mean, as a kid, like ever since they were born, there are certain kids with parents who force them, push them to do something. So they
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of kids, as you know, like very young, like probably like a year old, they start, going after their ambition at a really young age because of their parents, right? So eventually
Mm.
they start liking it and they start, getting really good at it. So I
Actually,
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely one thing. Yeah, because like they have that parent figure that like, wants to cultivate some sort of like passion inside of them.
No, I agree as well. Like, I feel like the support system that we are in, it really matters when you're talking about like passions becoming professions. I feel like the support system is a pretty integral part of it all. Because if you do have like a supportive, system and like that would push you to, take this, to the next level, like take it further, then it doesn't make it, that difficult anymore,
Exactly,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because you'll have more experience as well. Like I know, like sometimes I wish I could have been taught this earlier so that I could like do it more, like I could do it better. And it's
Hmm.
yeah, it's like yeah, I just wish I had more experience, or it's like, oh, I wish I hadn't like ditched this for like a few years, because I did ditch
Yeah.
Exactly.
coding for like a year at some point, a year or two,
Uh-huh.
and I've come back to it and I'm like, wow, if I actually did use those years, then maybe I
Maybe
would
we'd
have,
have
yeah,
gotten
maybe I
somewhere.
would have
Yeah.
been at a higher level. And it's like
Hmm.
it's and the reason why I ditched it is because I had like my GCSEs. So it's like, it's just like wow, a lot of
Mhm.
things can get in the way. And
Yeah.
if you build it from a young age, like you won't have as many disruptions as you do have when you're older. So yeah, there's definitely people who start really young, and that's definitely a big advantage for them.
Exactly.
No,
I mean,
definitely.
yeah, as we're growing older, we have priorities that, especially like us, specifically us, we have our, IB starting soon. So that's like an integral part of our life right now, like for right now.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we're eventually just gonna focus on academics because that's the only thing that matters to us right now to get into a good college. But I mean, at the same time, again, looking at college application processes, like I said, it's a very holistic process. So they like having applicants with a lot of really good extracurriculars, which is why a lot of people take up
Exactly.
extracurriculars. Like they have certain passions that they do enjoy. They enjoy practicing in their free time, and it's good to have those extracurriculars, but at the same time I've met a lot of people who take up extracurriculars just for their applications to stand out, like they do it on purpose. So
I
I don't
think
think
I
that's
think for like college applications, they care a lot about passion. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
if you're just gonna take a random like assortment of extracurriculars, I feel like you should link that to like your main passion and like use that to create an impact.
I agree with you all. I mean, like the whole part of doing extracurriculars just for colleges and everything. But I also agree that when you find that one passion, I feel like what colleges really look for is you consistently doing that same thing and showing
Exactly.
that you are capable of achieving more in that specific passion or hobby, which is the main thing.
Like of course, it's good to be well rounded and everything, but you should definitely show what you're the most interested in. Like, and also, an important thing is, you know how like loads of teenagers start like non-profits at this age, for like college
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
everything. I feel like if you're gonna start like a non-profit, it should have an impact and it should show your passion. Like, I feel like that's important. Like, sure, you have a
Hmm.
non-profit, but like
Exactly.
it should do something, and it should be what you like. It shouldn't just be like a burden. I mean, sure, it's a lot of
Hmm.
work,
I
but
mean,
like
yeah, NGOs are a great way for you to express, your passions. Maybe I mean, I came across this NGO recently that it's very art related. Like the entirety of the NGO revolves around the concept of art and finding art in like suburb in like less developed areas. So I think that's beautiful. Like people, like creative people who are like into art, maybe want to enroll as an art major. So they do NGOs like this. They establish NGOs like this, which is a good practice. But at the same time, a lot of people just like start NGOs just for their applications to look good, right? Which is not good. I totally agree with what Sushani said.
exactly,
So
like
I mean,
admissions officers aren't exactly, they're not dumb, are they? Like they're gonna
exactly. And that's why certain people just having NGOs in general, like in their applications, don't even have a lot of weightage. especially if the impact isn't, as big, and admission officers can clearly see the passion involved. Like it's visible. Okay, they can look through you. So which is why there are like probably better ways to express yourself, express your passions. Some colleges have like they have like a prerequisite, so you need to be like a certain level in your specific sport to just include on your application. So I like that colleges have that as a prerequisite. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, actually, also people just do like way too many extracurriculars, and I think that's also like a problem. Like doing like I don't know, like 10 different extracurriculars. I mean, sure, it's amazing to do loads of things, but I feel like at the same time, yeah, you should show your passion through different things. I mean, I know like if you're gonna some colleges actually they restrict the amount of extracurriculars that you can put in your application.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
think, for example, the MIT, college application. I think you're only allowed 4 extracurriculars, which means that
Mm-hmm.
you have to really pick and choose and show what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean,
I
it's
mean,
all about like
yeah.
quality over quantity in this case.
Yeah, and I mean, we're
Yeah.
speaking about academics and everything. Like, I really want to talk about like because I know for like a syllabus like IB, I feel like having the subject groups and everything, having certain subjects mandatory and certain subjects where you have to leave others behind. I feel like it comes to show like are we picking subjects because we like them or because it's going to be useful for college and that goes against the whole like that goes with the whole passion versus profession type thing.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, like
that's
I agree.
That's a really good point actually, because I mean I've seen a lot of counselors recommend certain subjects. I mean that's what happened to me, because when I applied to enroll in this like new school, so that's what the admissions lady of the school, she was like, okay, you cannot pick math A. Like she straight up told me you cannot pick math A because that doesn't align with your major. Like I told you I wanted to major in computer science, right? So I mean AI just doesn't align with my major. So she's like, just don't take it. Okay, she just straight up told me don't take it. And same thing with physics as well. I wanted to take it as an SL subject, but she forced me to take it as an HL subject.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we were having like a small orientation at my school as well, and we were told that how universities have like required options, right? Some things are like required, and they were like, you should choose your subjects based off of that. Like at this point, you don't really have much say in what you like. It's more about what will get you into the university you want. Not you should
Yeah,
Exactly.
you should think more of that rather than what you want. So
yeah. I feel like it all comes back to that same question of what would not what you would want, but what would get you a good job in the future. I feel like that's the main central question that it all comes back to. Because honestly, the main thing that we ask ourselves as we get older, no matter if we want to do like one of the passions that we had, rather it being like creative or like something in sports, we always like ask ourselves, will this provide us a good future in like and like make us enough money to sustain ourselves? Because is it realistic is the main like thing that we usually need to think about. So yeah.
exactly, and also like for example, I mean, there's a lot of pressure to get into certain universities because people will say that it like guarantees you to get like into a good future. I mean, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it will help you in the future, but also like if you don't get into your dream university, I feel like you can still pull it off, and that comes to the whole passion thing. Like I think if you work hard enough towards what you want to do, I think it could
Mhm.
Yeah.
work because you can always because I mean if you want to start like an NGO for example, you can that's quite a flexible option I think.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of what Sushani said, it's there are certain like limitations to that as well, because I mean, more specifically, this is probably aimed towards everyone in India, because see, like I had like situations where I'd had like that whole psychology phase for a while. So I told my mom I wanted to major in like psychology. She's like, it's not like a good career because you don't earn as much as you would if you majored in computer
Even
science,
I
right?
had
So
that phase. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if it probably isn't psychology for everyone, it's probably like another like humanitarian study, I guess. But
Yeah.
again, it's just built into like an average Indian mindset. You cannot major in like humanities. Like business is fine, but you can't major in. Certain people say that like psychology isn't like a good career path. So yeah, there are certain limitations to your passions as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but I agree with what Susheni said and also what you said, Shikha, that it comes to that whole level where does this passion really like feeds us in the future? So like you can make do with like a safer option rather like maybe making an NGO like what Susheni said, or even like minoring in that passion if that's possible because it's all
Yeah.
about like what's realistic, like if you want to minor in that passion of yours, that's also fine, but as long as you're like as long as you're majoring in something safer that would probably fees you better, then if that's an option, why not just take it?
I mean, it's pretty sad. I met like a lot of people who'd want to major in like more liberal arts in that specific
Hmm.
area, but they
Hmm.
were forced to take a computer science because that's the safe option. Like you're like
Yeah.
destined to get a job anywhere. Because that's
Hmm.
what is popular at the time, and that's what will get you the 100K per year. It's like
I
a
mean,
backup
I mean,
option.
even if loads of people do go to computer science, yes, but I mean, even the job market's quite saturated, I think, with computer science
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so competitive. So I feel like, yeah, we should be thinking about passions more, in my opinion, because otherwise you'll have things where, like, there won't be as many opportunities in certain fields.
I feel like it's at this point, every single profession or like every single job is not safe. Like they say, yeah, computer science is like the safe route, but is it really safe
I
enough
don't
if you're
think
seeing
so.
people
Yeah.
not getting jobs or like, struggling to even find some like proper internships maybe
Exactly.
in college, after college? Is it
Exactly.
really safe? Is any profession really safe at this point? Because like it's all getting so competitive, you really don't know what is safe and what is not. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was gonna say because like I was talking to my uncle recently and I told him I wanted to major in computer science. So he's like, okay, see, if you want to take computer science, if you want to work in that specific area, it's already like pretty competitive here. Plus, there's always a recession in America. Like people are getting laid off. That's what happened to my dad as well. So, it's again a very saturated market, like Sasheni said. But at the same time, in computer science, if you have that passion, you have that drive, and you're like Mark Zuckerberg, like you're creating like
Yeah, you can
the next
make
like
something like completely different depending on your
completely
passion.
new.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that's what makes you stand out, and that's what gets
exactly.
you that a validation. So again, you need to stand out, you need to go outside your comfort zone and try out new things, but at the same time, make sure that that's what people want at the same time,
Yeah,
and
so that's what
that
I was
way.
saying, like starting like
Yeah.
a business or something with your passion, because then, you know, you don't really have to be hired. I mean, you can just hire yourself. But yeah, if you
Hmm.
create
Exactly.
something like new, like yeah, like you said, Mark Zuckerberg and everything like that. If you do something like that, like do something new with your passion, yeah, you can get past that whole like is computer science really safe thing.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's like in any profession that you get into or like any degree that you get into, there is no guarantee that you'll stay in that or like that maybe you won't get laid off or something bad happens. There's no guarantee of that. But as long as you take that risk and you want to move forward and you really want to make this something big, then I'm pretty sure it's possible. I mean, anything in that way is probably possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wanted to get back to like universities and everything. Like, people do develop their extracurriculars like to the highest level. I mean, some people I know like
Yeah.
they've been like working to get into like a certain university for like since like grade 6 or something like that. I mean, that is quite insane. But yeah, I
That's
mean,
pure dedication.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And just to get into this university, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the future as well. So it's like it's quite interesting to me, how
Yeah.
yeah, we place, our future on like a university and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's so stupid. I find this very stupid because people they have that like one aim in their life. Oh, like I want to get into Harvard or I want to get in Stanford, has like a good computer science department and all. But what are you gonna do after you get the degree? Like it's about what
Yep.
happens after. Not, I mean, yeah, you've probably seen a lot of people say the same thing. But yeah, it's stupid how people, they aim for like a cause that's good, like that shows your determination. But at the same time, you need to really stand out. Again, that's what gets you. That's the only way you'll survive in this, progressing economy. Like
Exactly.
that's
The
yeah.
ecosystem. Exactly.
You need to be passionate. It's not about the college you get in. It's not about the college on your degree. It's about your passion, like your grit, your determination. So that's I think in the end that's really all what matters.
On a more personal level, now that we're like talking about this, I feel like for me personally, as I said before, doing a major in like the performing arts has always been my dream, but I feel like it's not that feasible now. But I feel like in any circumstance, if you work hard enough or like if you have that determination, you will be able to make your passion your profession. It's not like you have that one like specific stereotype that your passion cannot be your profession. Your passion can most definitely be your profession, and if you work hard enough, I feel like it's pretty much possible, you know?
That's so true. Actually, like, you have people that like work really hard in like their younger years, I know, like doing like real estate or something, and then they grow up, and then now they have that money, they can, confirm that they can, live and like retire and stuff. So I mean, through then they start working on their passion. I mean, it can be like that for some people, but as you said, yeah, you can definitely make your passion your profession if you stand out and try hard enough.
So we were talking about this before as well, how in India we've always been accustomed to that whole part, or like that whole stereotype that you have to pick a major that's more useful, or like something that'll get you more money in the future and everything like that. So I feel like it's more accustomed to India itself, because if you look at like abroad or anything, the whole idea of picking a major that's, that'll get you money or like get you a good future, it's not really that popular. Yes, it's important, but you will see in like other countries, or like in America, you'll see people taking creative art majors, or like just
Yeah.
any liberal arts in general. So
Actually, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
you
it's
see it
pretty
on like
common
the
over there.
internet as well. It's like the typical like Asian job is like a doctor or something. Yeah, yeah, I got what you
Yeah.
mean.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, see, that's it's just again, it's the way the country is built. A country like
Hmm.
America promotes the liberal arts because it's profitable there, right? You can actually do things
Yeah.
related to your major there and get, paid at the same time. And honestly, people don't even care about the money there. It's about, doing what they actually like. It's about,
Yeah.
going after their ambition. So it's again built into the mindset. So I guess that's probably just an American thing, and this is an Indian thing. And things have to change in India as well because certain mental issues may arise if you're doing something that you personally don't even like doing. Like if you're working at a like this corporate job, like what 10 hours a week, and you're just absolutely like fed up, and you don't even like your job in the first place. So
Exactly. You don't want to get into that whole like you don't want to be like you're working in hell or something. Like
exactly. Yeah.
you don't want to be like a zombie that's just working a corporate job forever. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just
I mean, unfortunately, that's the case with a lot of people,
mhm.
working in the job market right now. But yeah, I mean, things are changing, and people are taking up more creative majors in this generation. So yeah, thank you for listening to episode 8 of Cook. We hope you like it. Let us know on our Instagram, and yeah, thank you for listening. Meet you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.